Hi everyone, and welcome. Today, we're embarking on a fascinating journey to a place that is as diverse as it is captivating. A land where ancient traditions meet modern influences, and where the past and present coexist in a delicate balance. We're going on an amazing trip back in time to Papua New Guinea, an island nation that has a rich and complex history. This journey will take us through the lush landscapes, vibrant cultures, and significant historical events that have shaped this unique country. This place is one of a kind. With its stunning natural beauty and incredible biodiversity, Papua New Guinea is home to some of the most breathtaking landscapes on Earth. From towering mountains to dense rainforests and pristine beaches, the scenery here is truly awe-inspiring. It has so many different cultures and languages, it's really amazing how creative and strong its people are. The island is a mosaic of over 800 distinct languages and numerous tribes, each with its own unique customs, traditions, and ways of life. The cultural diversity here is unparalleled, and it is a testament to the resilience and ingenuity of its people. For a super long time, life in these beautiful green lands stayed pretty much the same, without much influence from the outside world. The people lived in harmony with nature, following age-old traditions and practices that had been passed down through generations. But around the 1900s, things started to change, and these changes would completely reshape this island nation. The arrival of European explorers and colonizers brought new ideas, technologies, and ways of life that began to influence the traditional societies of Papua New Guinea. The time between 1939 and 1975 was a super important part of Papua New Guinea's history. This period saw significant social, political, and economic changes that would lay the foundation for the country's future. It was a time of great upheaval and transformation, as the people of Papua New Guinea navigated the challenges and opportunities that came with these changes. It was a time of huge change, where old ways met new ways, and a brand new country was born. The clash between traditional and modern influences created a dynamic and often turbulent environment, but it also paved the way for the emergence of a new national identity. From the tough times of World War II to the growing idea of self-rule and finally becoming independent, this time showed how tough and determined the people of Papua New Guinea were. The experiences of war and the struggle for independence forged a strong sense of unity and purpose among the people, driving them to achieve their goal of self-determination. They went through tons of social, political, and economic changes, and in the end, they shaped their own future and became an independent nation. The journey to independence was not easy, but it was marked by resilience, courage, and a deep commitment to building a better future for all. Come with me as we explore this exciting time, looking at the events and people who shaped Papua New Guinea's journey to independence. We'll delve into the stories of key figures, pivotal moments, and the collective efforts that led to the birth of a new nation. We'll see the struggles and victories, the hard times and good times that came with this incredible transformation. Join us as we celebrate the spirit and resilience of the people of Papua New Guinea and discover the rich tapestry of history that has made this land so unique. The year 1939 was the start of a world war that changed everything. World War II, a war that involved countries all over the world, also affected the peaceful islands of Papua New Guinea. Because it was in a very important spot in the South Pacific, Papua New Guinea became a key location in this terrible war. The peaceful jungles and beaches turned into battlefields, leaving lasting memories for those who fought there. One of these battlefields, the Kokoda Track, became a symbol of strength and bravery. The Kokoda Track, a tough and dangerous mountain path, saw intense fighting between Japanese and Australian soldiers. The courage and sacrifices made in this difficult place showed the amazing strength of the human spirit. Even though the war brought destruction and hardship, it also led to some surprising changes. Lots of soldiers came, and with them came new technology. This introduced the people of Papua New Guinea to new ideas, tools, and ways of living. This sparked a desire for progress in modern life, changing their old ways. When World War II ended in 1945, Papua New Guinea, like many other countries, started the hard work of rebuilding. The war had left deep scars on the land and its people, but it also marked the beginning of a new chapter. The resilience of the Papua New Guinean people was evident as they began to reconstruct their homes, communities, and lives from the ruins. This period was not just about physical rebuilding, but also about healing and moving forward with hope and determination. The end of the war was the start of a new time, a time of closer connections between countries and a push for independence from colonial rule. Across the globe, nations were rethinking their futures, and the winds of change were blowing strong. International relations were being reshaped, and the desire for self-determination was growing louder. For many countries, including Papua New Guinea, this was a time to redefine their identities and assert their place in the world. For Papua New Guinea, this meant being overseen by Australia as a United Nations Trust territory. The Australian administration was tasked with guiding the country towards self-governance and eventual independence. This period was marked by significant political and administrative changes, as new systems and structures were put in place to support the country's development. The relationship between Papua New Guinea and Australia was complex, with both challenges and opportunities arising from this arrangement. The Australian administration, whose job it was to help Papua New Guinea become independent, started a bunch of development programs. These programs were designed to build the country's infrastructure, improve public services, and lay the groundwork for a stable and prosperous future. The focus was on creating a foundation that would support long-term growth and development, ensuring that Papua New Guinea could stand on its own as an independent nation. Education, healthcare, and farming became really important as they tried to improve the lives of the people. Schools were built to provide education to children, hospitals were established to offer medical care, and agricultural training sessions were held to teach modern farming techniques. These efforts were aimed at empowering the local population, giving them the tools and knowledge they needed to improve their quality of life and contribute to the country's development. They built schools, hospitals, and taught modern farming methods, setting the stage for future growth. The introduction of modern education and healthcare systems was a significant step forward, providing the foundation for a healthier and more educated population. Modern farming methods helped increase agricultural productivity, ensuring food security and boosting the local economy. These initiatives were crucial in preparing Papua New Guinea for the challenges and opportunities of independence. During this time, there was a lot of building of roads, bridges, and communication systems, connecting communities that had been isolated before. Infrastructure development was a key priority, as it facilitated trade, communication, and mobility. Roads and bridges connected remote areas to urban centers, enabling the flow of goods and services. New communication systems allowed for better coordination and information sharing, fostering a sense of unity and collaboration among the people. These developments, while important for progress, also brought big social and cultural changes. The introduction of new technologies and practices influenced traditional ways of life, leading to a blend of old and new. Social structures were evolving and cultural practices were adapting to the changing times. Community gatherings and events became opportunities to celebrate this unique blend of tradition and modernity, showcasing the resilience and adaptability of the Papua New Guinean people. The mix of old and new ways became really clear, as people in Papua New Guinea dealt with the challenges and opportunities that came with these changes. Balancing traditional practices with modern advancements was not always easy, but it was a testament to the strength and ingenuity of the people. Cultural festivals and events highlighted this dynamic interplay, celebrating the rich heritage of Papua New Guinea while embracing the possibilities of the future. This period of transformation laid the groundwork for a nation that was ready to take its place on the global stage, proud of its past and hopeful for its future. As Papua New Guinea grew under Australian administration, more and more people wanted to govern themselves. The desire for self-governance was not just a fleeting thought, but a growing movement that gained momentum over the years. The people of Papua New Guinea, with their rich cultural heritage and strong community ties, began to envision a future where they could make decisions for themselves, free from external control. This yearning for autonomy was fueled by the experiences and changes brought about by the Australian administration, which, while bringing development, also highlighted the disparities and the need for local representation. The idea of self-rule, which started after the war, began to grow stronger, driven by a desire for more freedom and control over their own future. The end of World War II marked a significant turning point, as the global wave of decolonization inspired many in Papua New Guinea to push for their own independence. The war had exposed the local population to new ideas and the importance of self-determination. This period saw the rise of early independence movements, with local leaders and activists beginning to organize and voice their demands for greater autonomy. The traditional attire and customs of the Papua New Guinea people became symbols of their unique identity and their right to self-governance. The creation of the Legislative Council in 1951 was a big step toward self-rule. This council was the first formal body that allowed for some degree of local participation in governance. Although it was initially dominated by Australian officials, it represented a significant shift towards recognizing the political aspirations of the Papua New Guinea people. The council's meetings, held in the newly established government buildings, were a mix of traditional practices and modern legislative procedures. These sessions were crucial in laying the groundwork for future political developments and in providing a platform for local voices to be heard. This council, although at first it didn't have much power and was mostly controlled by Australian officials, gave the people of Papua New Guinea a chance to share their opinions and be part of the political process. The presence of local representatives in the council, even in a limited capacity, was a significant step forward. It allowed for the exchange of ideas and the beginning of a dialogue between the colonizers and the colonized. These early political discussions were often intense and highlighted the differing perspectives and aspirations of the two groups. Despite the challenges, this period marked the beginning of a more inclusive political process. Including local people in the council, even though it happened slowly, showed a move towards greater self-governance. The gradual inclusion of local representatives was a testament to the growing recognition of the need for local input in governance. These early political figures played a crucial role in advocating for the rights and interests of their communities. Their participation in council meetings and other self-governance activities helped to build a foundation for future political developments. This period also saw the emergence of local leaders who would later play significant roles in the push for full independence. The people of Papua New Guinea didn't want to just be told what to do anymore. They wanted to help shape their country's future. This growing political consciousness was evident in the increasing number of protests and community meetings. Local leaders began to organize and mobilize their communities, speaking out against the injustices and advocating for greater autonomy. These protests were not just about political representation, but also about social and economic rights. The community meetings became a space for discussing and planning the future of Papua New Guinea, with a focus on self-determination and independence. This growing political awareness happened at the same time as economic growth, thanks to the discovery of minerals and the growth of mining and farming. The economic developments of the 1950s played a significant role in shaping the political landscape of Papua New Guinea. The discovery of valuable minerals and the expansion of mining operations brought new opportunities and challenges. Similarly, the growth of agricultural activities provided a boost to the local economy. These economic changes were closely linked to the political aspirations of the people, as they sought to have a greater say in how their resources were managed and utilized. This economic progress, while making things better materially, also led to social change, with people moving to cities and more people working for wages. The urbanization of Papua New Guinea brought about significant social transformations. As people moved to cities in search of better opportunities, traditional ways of life began to change. The rise of wage labor introduced new dynamics into the society, with more people becoming part of the formal economy. These changes also had political implications, as the growing urban population became more vocal in demanding their rights and representation. The interplay between economic and social changes set the stage for the eventual push towards full independence and self-governance.